This week on Big Brother, the veto competition was won by house guest Paul. Paul had managed to survive numerous twists and turns leading up to this week's competition, so his win was well deserved. The competition itself was no easy feat, as it tested both physical and mental agility. Paul emerged as the winner, giving him the power to save him or one of the other nominated house guests. Paul's veto win gave the house some renewed hope and breathed new life into the game, but it also left some people feeling a little threatened by his sudden strength. Paul was quick to use the veto on himself, much to the surprise of some of the other house guests who hadn't expected him to save himself. It also changed the dynamic of the game as the house guest who Paul saved, Jeremy, was now guaranteed safety. This didn't sit well with a few other house guests, who were upset that Paul had saved himself and not them. While some people were unhappy with Paul's decision, others praised him for his ability to keep his cool under pressure and seize control of the situation. Despite some of the resentment amongst the house guests, Paul's veto win was a major milestone in his Big Brother journey. Paul will now go down in history as one of the few house guests to ever win the veto competition in 1 week. His win has also given him a newfound sense of confidence and solidified his position in the game. It's clear that Paul will be a force to be reckoned with in the coming weeks, especially since he now has the power to save himself if he's ever in danger. With the veto competition out of the way, the house guests can now focus on the next few weeks of gameplay. While Paul may have won this week's veto competition, the battle is far from over and the stakes are still high. The house guests will now have to work even harder to make sure they stay in the game, and Paul will be no exception. However, with his veto win still fresh in his mind, Paul will be ready to take on whatever challenges come his way. All eyes are now on Paul and what he might do with his newfound power, and all the other house guests will be anxiously waiting to see how he'll use it. Paul was certainly pleased with his veto win, but he knows that it's only the beginning and that he still has a lot of work to do. With the power of the veto, Paul now has the chance to change the game and shape his own destiny in the house. He's also sure to use it to gain allies and friends in order to boost his chances of making it to the end of the season. At this point in the game, Paul's victory could either help or hurt his chances of making it to the final two. It all depends on how he chooses to use his veto power, but one thing is for sure, Paul definitely made his mark this week with his veto win. The house guests are aware of the power that Paul now possesses, and they are already wary of what he may do with it. It's clear that the house is divided, with some wanting Paul to use his power to further their own game, while others are trying to use it to their own advantage. Paul's veto win has shaken up the game and thrown it into chaos, and now everything hangs in the balance. While one house guest may have won the veto competition, it's obvious that the entire house will be impacted by it.